From day one of owning my G87 M2, I've had one goal in mind for the S58, make 700 horsepower plus. According to everyone online, it is ridiculously easy to make power on these cars, so I wanted to put that to the test. I decided to build the car in stages and work my way up to the goal. When my M2 was stock, we took it to the dyno and measured the power at the wheels. It made 473 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. We also measured the 60 to 130 time. The best time I could get after a few runs was 11.15 seconds. Kinda slow in my opinion, but keep in mind that you do lose a good chunk of time when shifting since my car is equipped with the 6-speed manual trans. Several months later, after adding a handful of cosmetic mods to make the car look amazing, we moved on to the first performance mod, the Dyno Performance Tuner. It's a piggyback plug-and-play tune that does not require you to flash the car's DME. It works on a completely stock car and yields a significant power bump. We took the M2 to the dyno again and the results were pretty impressive. Not bad for a mod you could unplug at any point and it's not traceable. As far as 60 to 130 times, the best run was completed in 9.22 seconds, nearly 2 seconds shaved compared to when the M2 was stock. So since then, my M2 has received a handful of performance upgrades, a full CSF cooling package for the S58 that includes a heat exchanger, oil cooler, and this beautiful Zephyr blue colored matched charge cooler. We also added an FI catback exhaust system and FI high flow catted downpipes. And of course, how can we forget our very own Vehicle Virals front mount intakes. At this point, I was ready to make 700 horsepower. That required us to send out the car's DME overseas to get unlocked and of course, tune the car. We opted in for MHD tuning as we have a ton of experience with them and we're always very pleased with the results. Plus, I really wanted to try out the MHD Plus features that offer things like live map switching, anti-lag, and no lift shifting. I wanted to try out the 93 octane tuning first and see how that felt.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Throttle response was much quicker and it made a ton of power up top. By the way, all the mods currently on the M2 we sell directly on our website at vehiclevirals.com. I know, shameless plug, but it's what helps us support the videos we make for you guys. I will also leave links to all the mods down in the video's description. I appreciate all the support. After a few days, it was time to try out MHD's E40 OTS tune, the one that supposedly can yield 700 plus horsepower to the wheels. I needed to try this out. According to this online calculator for motor power tuning, to get the right mixture for E40 would be 5.48 gallons of E85 and the rest of 93. We'll do a little bit more than 5.48 because this assumes that the ethanol content's E85. This one's probably closer to E80. A good tip that I could give you guys is it's better to have more ethanol than not enough ethanol, especially when you're tuning a car for a specific blend. There you go, we'll stop at 5.843 gallons of E85 and then we'll move over to 93 over there. All right, pumping in 93. This is probably the best time to do this just because I was low on fuel. This gets a little bit trickier if you have like a half a tank and you're trying to add more mixture, unless you have an ethanol content analyzer, which is normally what I run on my cars, but I don't have it on the M2 yet, but very, very soon. If you guys didn't catch the prior M2 video when I first flashed the car with MHD, I did use the MHD Plus multi-map switching, so you can switch maps on the fly without having to reflash. Let's go ahead and do that. All we have to do is hold down the BC button for a few seconds. The engine light over there starts flashing. RPM stays at 1000. And then we'll use the dial here to cycle through the maps. So currently set to map 1, map 2, map 3, map 4. E40 is going to be on map number 2. And then we'll go ahead and hold the BC button down again. And it goes back to normal. And the check engine light is not flashing anymore. The one thing I like to do before going out there and ripping on the E40 map is I'll let the car idle for a little bit and I'll drive normally just to get the E85 and the 93 to mix properly. And then after that, we can go ahead and have some fun.
All right, y'all. E40 OTS map from MHD. I don't remember last time I was this excited. Like, I was impressed with their 93 octane tune, but I'm so used to driving fast cars that this one is more up my alley. Just like the last videos. We got the stock clutch, so we'll see if I can handle it. And we have the 305 Michelin Extreme Contact Sport V2 tires, which have been really good on this car so far, and very good on the Supra that we built before. So I'm hoping for the best as far as putting power down. If we don't put power down, don't worry, I have a solution for that. So we got second gear, traction fully off. Let's go. Oh my God. 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 saucy as it was like, oh my god, I was just trying to correct it the whole time. But I got up there very fast. I wasn't expecting that. Much saucier than the 93 map. It just pulls so hard. Holy fuck. I actually want to try anti-lag on second gear, but I don't even know if that's a good idea. The car was already skating without anti-lag. I could only imagine with anti-lag. I think we should give it a shot. So think about like the best roller coaster you've ever been on. This is like 10x that. Holy shit, my heart almost fell out of my chest. Tires are nice and warm, by the way. 115 degrees, 113 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm telling you guys, Continental, Extreme, Contact Sport V2s. Not sponsored by them. I always spend my own money on those tires. Great experience with those tires. We do sell them. We don't have them on the website, but if you do email us and you wanted some of those tires, you can always hit us up and we can create a custom order for you. So how about we take the car to the dyno and see how much power it's actually making.
One eternity later.
All right, guys, so it's time to take the M2 to the dyno. Yeah, I know, the car does have beadlocks. It's a very weird timeline we have going on here. This video with the beadlocks was supposed to actually be released after the E40 MHD map and the performance numbers, dyno and all that good stuff. It didn't work out that way. So if you guys didn't catch the video on this very sweet setup that we have on the M2 now, I'll link that down in the video's description. It is currently raining right now, so I'm not entirely sure if I should swap out the beadlocks for the Apex wheels that have the Continental tires, just because radials in rain is just not that much fun. But I kind of want to keep them on just because it'll help put down power on the dyno rollers. We'll see what I decide. We're also gonna be dynoing the wide body F30 today as well. This is a giveaway car if you guys didn't know. That's gonna be in a different video, so make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on that. This car is extremely saucy, very fast, so I'm curious to see how much power it puts down. And the last car we'll be dynoing today is Ali's X3M, powered by the S58. This car is a motherfucking cheat code, just saying. It is very fast. The all-wheel drive system makes it even crazier. So curious to see how much power this car is gonna make. And just like that, we made it to the dyno. We are currently at Precision Sport Industries. This is their Winter Park location. You guys might remember I used to partner with them back in the day with my other cars. And we are ready to find out how much power all of our cars are making. This video is sponsored by Red Bull. Actually, no, it's not. Hello!
Hi.
How you doing? Thank you for letting us use your dyno.
She has no choice.
Really? She always has a choice.
On second thought, it's not available.
Ooh, yeah.
First in and the last out. Never tried to go the fast route. Marathon, not a race.
Holy, wait till you guys see how much power the M2 made with an OTS map. A conservative OTS map, right? E40. Ta-da! There you go. So we got the first run here. 718 horsepower to the wheel, 675 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely fucking insane.
Compare that to the stock dyno numbers we've recorded in the past. That is a whopping 245 increase for horsepower and 192 for torque. For a simple OTS tune, that is insane. But we weren't done, as we still needed to do a 60 to 130 to see how much faster the M2 is in the real world.
I will tell you this though, since we did do it on 5th gear, obviously there's more load, so it's making a little bit more power. And it might be time to switch the clutch out pretty soon, which is okay because we already have one in the shop, so we can do that. 718 horsepower to the wheel. That is great. So we'll quickly. Hey! Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the graph here. So First thing I noticed, it's actually something I felt when I was driving the car for the first time after we tuned it. Horsepower is tapered all the way to the very end of the RPM range. So you make peak power up here, which is why when I was driving the car for the first time, I noticed that the car was just pulling up top. That's the reason. I did talk to one of the guys at MHD. They said the reason they did that is to like conserve the stock rods and be a little bit easier on the clutch. So it goes all the way up top. As far as the torque, it peaks relatively early. So we go to around, I would say about 42,500 RPM. That's where it peaks on torque, and then it starts to taper down towards the end right here. So torque somewhere in the middle of the RPM, horsepower all the way at the top. Me like it.
And finally, time to perform a 60 to 130 run and see how much faster the M2 is in the real world. But first, some context. Even though I have access to new features like anti-lag and no-lift shift, which can probably help with better times, I wanted to keep it consistent with previous runs. Also, I'm starting to run in third gear for two reasons. One, to keep it all consistent to previous runs, and two, so I don't have to shift gears twice. From prior experience, the shifts lose a significant amount of time when doing a 60 to 130 on a manual car.
One-third.
7.25 seconds, nearly 4 seconds shaved compared to the stock 60 to 130 run. A quick observation on the draggy graph is the amount of momentum I lose going from third to fourth gear. And that is as fast as I could shift, mainly due to the clutch delay valve in the car, which is something that I will address in the future. The momentum drop is so drastic when the shift occurs that you can see the slight delay on the speed increase in the video. I probably lost like a half a second just in that shift. So in summary, pair the S58 with downpipes and an OTS tune and you gain massive power. Make sure to hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the video, as it really does help. And I think port injection is up next for the M2, so make sure to subscribe, that way you don't miss out on the progress. As always, thanks for watching, till next time.